Hi. For regular enjoyers of Azadi lore and the Har Ghar Tiranga privacy chronicles, you must be aware of this cute little video I made on Independence Day this year. It was about an RTI investigation I conducted into harghartiranga.com, a website hosted by the Ministry of Culture in India, and I flagged some concerns like how the Sarkar said they only collected user ID and photos, but also displayed a map of how many submissions came from different states across the country, indicating they also collected location. I should mention that a very nice commenter on this video pointed out that there were provisions of the privacy policy which told us that they buried a clause in the privacy policy that discloses that they will be tracking the IP address and user behavior on the website, and the information will be used to do internal research on user demographics. The clause also states, quote, "The user is expressly made aware that such information, which means the data collected, may include the URL that the user visited prior to accessing the website, the URL which the user subsequently visits, whether or not these URLs form a part of the website, and the user's computer and web browser information, the user's IP address, and so on." I wish I hadn't missed it before when I made my first video, because उसी बहाने मैंने देखा कि clause D भी है, which says the user is aware that any and all information pertaining to the user collected by the ministry, whether or not directly provided by the user to the ministry or website, including but not limited to personal correspondence such as emails or letters, feedback from the other users or third parties regarding user activities or postings on the website, etc., may be collected and compiled by the ministry or website into a file or folder specifically created for or allotted to the user, and the user hereby is expressly consents to the same. You can watch my previous video about this if that helps you with the answers I already had, and put on the interwebs, or as the cool kids say, grammed it instantly for citizengiri purposes. Now, the people at the Internet Freedom Foundation have conducted their own RTI investigation on this issue. IFF is an advocacy group that acts as a watchdog and flags concerns about laws that affect our privacy in policy and digital age. They're the answer to the questions as to what happens when you do an RTI investigation seriously, and not because you got annoyed at the government broadcast as a caller tune that was asking you to put selfies on a website a year ago. Anyway, point being, they filed an RTI application on 18th of August 2023, asking 10 very relevant questions, including what data is collected and stored from its users, the time period for which the data is stored by the website, details of the safeguards and committees put in charge of safeguarding this data, and if there's any guidelines, policies, rules, or standard operating procedures for the safety of this data. In September, the ministry replied with answers to some of these questions. In their reply, the Ministry of Culture confirms that privacy policy has not been changed, nor has been any functionality updated since the website was made in July of 2022. Even in this reply, the government has answered that no more than the photos and the username have been collected by the website, and the data was stored till 31st August 2023. They also tell us that the data was stored on AWS in hybrid mode, and they named the people who developed the website in this reply as well. I got these documents from their article on their website only. I'll leave a link in the description so the average government accountability enjoyers can read their full story. There's this really nice table as well which shows which questions were asked and their answers in this article. Now, there's several concerns here which I'm sure you'll find in the article as well. For example, the fact that RTI reply says that data was stored on the website only till 31st of August, but the pictures of the citizens are still on the website as of the date of recording this video. If IFF's article also highlights that the privacy policy does not apply to the data collected from the other sources, such as cookies or other similar devices on the website, which are placed by the affiliates of the ministry. The ministry takes no responsibility or control over the data shared over these cookies. The privacy policy largely just says that it will, quote, protect the data collected within commercially acceptable means. The website also advises visitors to consult the respective privacy policies of these third-party ad servers to understand how they might use visitors' data without stating any steps taken to not allow these ad servers to serve ads on the website in the first place. Even all of this is not the kicker here. Section 9 of the Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 and the Supreme Court's K.S. Puttaswamy judgment says that there has to be an added burden while handling and processing children's data. What the UNICEF has to say in their report about this might help as to why. It says, quote, children are more vulnerable than adults and are less able to understand the long-term implications of consenting to their data collection. The website says that it does not knowingly collect any personal identifiable information from children under the age of 18, but it allows everyone, including minors, to put up the selfies. These are important and valid concerns, and I think you and I could agree that if the Sarkar gives more details than consent from the user was taken before getting image uploaded in the exhaustive list of safeguards put in place to ensure data protection, I think it's a little more than reasonable, I think. Even prudent to some. A study by IBM in 2023 highlights that India's average cost of a data breach touched an all-time high price of rupees 17.6 crores. The data collected from harghartiranga.com is also vulnerable to these breaches, and it forms a very direct interest into how much money should be spent on protecting this data, and what steps must be considered essential besides what data should be collected and how. That's all I have for you in this lore update. I hope you found it interesting. For more content to keep you updated on data privacy laws, free speech laws, and internet technology related laws, please follow IFF on Instagram or check out their website. They have this pretty cool list of litigations on privacy issues that they keep an eye on as well. Completely fumbled that last sentence. Okay, bye.